right? Oh, I better have that cake because tomorrow I'm not having that cake. Why not? Have cake every day. Just have smaller portions of it. You know, I never say no to food. If you go anywhere with me or go out to eat, you will know. I'll probably be asking you to try something on your plate. And now my 2-year-old does it. I'm like, why are you doing that? You're having the same food. But it's really like, I love food, so I'm not saying that we have to restrict. I'm actually saying, gosh man, eat it all, because there is so much good stuff out there. Just notice what it's doing to your body. Some people can eat this and they have no response. Some people eat this and like, ooh, that did not sit well. So it's really about understanding yourself and your relationship with the foods in your life. Next, emotional eating, talked about that. So instead of emotional eating, what I've swapped that with now is exercising. I love it. Every day, my treat to myself is I go to the Y at 5, and I rock out, man. There's like this podcast called Motivating Morning, and I'm all over that. And I just love it. And I listen to music, and it's like my 20 minutes of like heaven. So I just feel like, and I don't miss that because everyone's still sleeping in my house. I go over there and I come back like a changed person. React to the circumstance or the feeling. Sometimes we react, right? We just impulsively grab something because we just need to fill ourselves. And this was really interesting. When I asked teens, like, tell me about your relationship with food. I run a girls group, and they said to me, well, I eat to fill, and they were like kind of processing it. They were like, because I feel lonely. So I guess food is my comfort. It's like my companion. It doesn't let me down. I know what to get from food. You know, and it's like, we've all been there, right? Smile if you can relate to this. Yeah, absolutely. And so it was just so interesting that they were able to identify this so early on and recognize like what were their motivators for eating, and just getting to that place where, so my challenge to them and all of us is, instead of reacting to that feeling of loneliness with quick fix food, why don't we respond to it and think, well, what am I really needing right now, and what am I sad about in this situation, or what am I excited about, right? We associate food with celebration all the time, or I need to have a drink because I'm out with people and that's what we do, even though I know if I drink this, I'm gonna feel like this tomorrow morning. You know, and again, moderation, right? It's not that we can't have those moments, but just recognize like, it's okay if you have that response, nothing's wrong with you, it just means that's where you're at in your life. I had to, in college, one of my courses was I had to give up a substance for a whole month, and I had to journal about it, and I gave up wine. It's a big deal. And what I realized is I actually just liked the glass a lot. I mean, really, I just felt like I needed to hold the glass. And so what I did in these situations then was I just poured like a fun drink in my glass. And so like I'd go to a restaurant and be like, can you just put that in a wine glass, please? And it was awesome because that's really what I wanted. So then the other day I was at a conference and it's happy hour and everyone's down at the hot tub, you know, and I like have fallen in love with this kombucha juice, and I now just grab one of those. They have a mojito flavor. So I was down by the pool, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna have a glass of wine at dinner, then I'll just like take it easy at happy hour. And I had a kombucha mojito, and it still even had the fizz, and it had the pretty like little like mint in it. And I was like, hey. So I'm just saying, it's just again recognizing what works for you. You know, some people can have 2 glasses. You don't feel it, no big deal. For me, I've learned, nope, 1 and done. So that's where I'm at these days. All right, next is pigging out. So this is, I've heard this throughout my times, like, oh, today's a pig out day. I'm gonna do this. So we fall off the wagon completely, right? Or what about just seeing it as progress? I've made some progress, and I'm gonna just stay on the wagon and enjoy the ride because this is good. It tastes fun, and so being okay with that. Again, we have abundance, you guys, in this country. We can click a button and get whatever food we want. So it's not about saying we can never have it again. I just feel like that just does such a turmoil on our psyche. All right, cheat day versus, you know what, I'm gonna choose to enjoy this, and I'm consciously making this choice, and that's okay. All right, reward. This was a good one. I asked one of my other mom friends, and I said, you know, what is something that you feel like needs to be addressed? And she's like, we reward with food a lot of times. As adults, we get rewarded with food. We do this with our children. But you guys, we all did a survey a couple weeks ago about our love languages. Our kids have those same languages. And so if you don't want to get in the habit of rewarding with food or candy or sugar, reward with, hey, I'm going to read whatever book you want to pick out today. Or mom's going to lay with you on the floor and just give you time. We're going to build some blocks together. You know, your kids have quality time, love language. They have words of affirmation, love language. You know, so again, just recognizing that the way that we reward ourselves or our children really can be on a completely different path than food. It doesn't always have to be that way. And then lastly, again, just a couple more shifts. We seek perfection, and then sometimes that paralyzes us, right? Instead, why not think about moderation and just movement? How can I move today? It's not like I have to exercise, it's just gotta be hard, and I gotta get weights. It's like, no, do you know how many steps you guys probably all do every day? Like going up the stairs, going down the stairs, going to this bedroom, putting that away. I mean, it's like, we're all moving, so just focus on like making your movement more fun. You know, I just bought my little boy trampoline, and so now in the mornings I like, okay, let's jump on the trampoline together, you know, and so it's just incorporating these little fun things that you're already going back and forth in your house, so just creating some opportunity for more movement. And then lastly, instead of feeling like food always has to be part of our entertainment, and believe me, I come from Wisconsin, okay? There's beer at baby showers, I mean, like everywhere. It's like after church, it's after beer, you know, it's just like part of our culture, beer and cheese, everywhere. And so I definitely partake in my fair share, but again, I'm just recognizing like, do I really want to feel like that after? Or is there another way? So I really encourage you to just check out your own associations that you have with food, because the more awareness that you have around this topic, the more conscious you can be when you make your choices, and then the better you're going to feel. All right, any questions? Well, I'll save questions till the end. Next slide, please. All right, so when I talk about needs, you guys, this is a big one. We, as human beings, have 6 basic needs. Everybody has them, okay? And the reason that we do things is because we are trying to fill one of these needs. This is not on your handout, so if you want to write this down, you can do it on the back of your calendar or wherever. But so basically we have 6 needs, and then I've added a 7th. So certainty, we all crave structure, right? Our kids crave it, we crave it. It just gives us that kind of familiarity, and it gives us that ability to feel confident. Next, we need variety though, right? Like, it's kind of always think of it as like a both and. So we all want surprises, right? That's why we like when our husbands give us flowers, or when we get to go on a surprise road trip, or somebody's gonna come visit us that we didn't know. Like, that can be fun for us, right? But if we lived in that state all the time, that would be challenging, right? So this is all about creating kind of a balance. Our third need is we want to feel significant. We love to love, we like to feel special, okay? And then our next one is connections. So we love to love and be loved. And again, when I'm talking about this, I just want you to also kind of keep in mind, these are associations that we have sometimes given to food, right? So when we're feeling lonely and we want to feel loved, I'm just gonna come up with that bag of chips and it's gonna do the trick. Maybe, right? Or you could love yourself in another way. That's really what we're talking about today, is just figuring out what are other ways that I can meet these same needs, because I'm always going to have these needs. These are always going to be my needs. It's just about thinking of different ideas. All right, and then the next one is, spiritually, we are made to contribute and grow. Every one of us is. It's like in our makeup. God wants us to share our gifts. That's why he's given us so many. And then lastly, I added health, because I think that this is a need, because guess what? Your health gives you energy, right? And we have a lot of things that we do every day. We have kids that, need us for their own survival. And we have so many things that we think about and do. And why not enter that job every day with a clear mind and with confidence and energy to be able to fulfill all of those things, okay? All right, next slide, please. All right, so then this is on your sheet. It's kind of small up here, but again, these are just some ideas on how you can set yourself up. And you have to define what works for you. These were just some that I found in my life that have worked for me, that have been drainers versus energizers. But again, you're gonna know what drains you and you're gonna know what energizes you. So these are just simply examples. All right, next slide, please. All right, so this is where I would like to take a minute. I'm gonna allow you guys to apply some of this. Is there a way to dim the lights for a moment? Awesome. I'm gonna walk you through a 2-minute guided mindful moment.